All right, everyone, settle down. We got a lot to go over here today, all right? I'm not going to be taking any questions. Are there any questions? Sir, what is your plan for the Colorado ZR2 giveaway? I mean, it ends in like a week. How are you going to sell out the rest of the posters? Well, frankly, I'm out of ideas. So you know what? I'm just going to press this big red button and see what it does. $25. I slashed prices for the last couple of weeks for my Colorado ZR2 giveaway. It's officially ending, and I have to sell a few more posters. So, to get you guys off the bench and into the game and win yourself a beautiful Colorado ZR2 plus free entries to win a GT500 from On3 Supply. Both of these vehicles for one price, $25 right now. First link in the description and you can change your life. This is like the cost of a quarter of a tank of gas at this point. And you can win yourself a $40,000 truck and an $80,000 to $90,000 Shelby GT500. You still get the poster and all those free entries. Thank you guys so much for the support. And if you already purchased a poster for full price, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This is your opportunity to pick up a couple more for insanely cheap. This is my last-ditch effort to get this thing done. Who knows, we could sell out by tonight at this price. So get on it, change your life, and I cannot wait to hand one of you the keys to both of these vehicles. All right, America, I get it. You don't know how to merge. That's fine. I'll just live with it. But now we are holding up emergency vehicles by stopping in the middle of a highway. This woman was so freaked out that EMS pulled up behind her that instead of speeding up, getting in the right lane, the best solution in her mind was to stop in the middle of the highway. Even though the right lane was completely clear for her, I mean, look at this. It takes, and then afterwards, even whenever it's completely clear, this lazy attempt to eventually get out of the way. If you're that freaked out while driving, if you panic and shut down this much, your brain can't operate with an emergency vehicle behind you. Loss of license, massive fine, repeat offenders jail time. It's ridiculous. This is insanity what is put up with on the roads. And these people somehow have the right to vote. I'm sure plenty of you watching this have had your own bad experiences of seeing a stupid driver either screw over an emergency vehicle or completely drop the ball while merging. But whatever. We'll just keep gathering stupid clips like this and making y'all look like fools. Chevy's timing is pretty incredible. Just before the economic collapse that is looming over all of us, let's break out another truck that none of us can afford. But regardless, I'm still pretty excited about this. We have a Silverado ZR2, but it's not just a ZR2. It's a 2500 heavy duty. That means Duramax Allison transmission on a factory lift with a lot of the features that the Silverado ZR2 comes with. I own a Colorado ZR2, I own a Silverado ZR2. By the time this truck comes out, the HD version, I'm no longer gonna have possession of either of those trucks. So I'm gonna need something. YouTube goes through cycles. You're not around on this site forever. So my time on here is limited and I gotta make it count. I don't wanna sound too dramatic, but if this channel were to end someday, this would be a great finale truck. A Silverado 2500 ZR2, off-roading in Colorado at Roush Creek, pushing it to its limits, still trying to keep it nice. I say that every time, but for some reason, all my vehicles get beat to hell. But we gotta do it for the content. I promise you, whenever I get this truck, which is going to happen, the stuff we're gonna do, including jumping it and off-roading it, traveling, everything we normally do, plus modifications, are gonna be done to the extreme. So let me go over some of the features on this truck. First off, it's not a competitor for the Raptor or the TRX. I don't know if Chevy's ever gonna do that. But this is great to be in line with the Tremor and the Power Wagon, especially since the Power Wagon has front and rear lockers. Something none of us really asked for, but we got it and it's pretty cool. This truck obviously is going to be very expensive. Any HD truck is, especially whenever you throw in that Duramax engine. But Chevy immediately announced, along with the Silverado ZR2, that they're also going to do a 2500 HD Silverado ZR2 Bison version, AEV Bison, which that's just going to jack that price up even more. I don't know if I'm going to get that. I've stated before in the past, I don't know if AEV is worth it. It's definitely some cool modifications they throw on there, but it's a little pricey for what you're getting. We'll get back to the Bison in just a second because I want to go over the mainframe here for the Silverado ZR2 because that is the truck that we're going to be purchasing. First off, and this is my favorite thing about the truck, is the fact that it comes factory with 35-inch tires. So there's hope, not a lot, I don't want to get too hopeful, that we can cram 37-inch tires underneath this truck. Now, if it comes factory 35, sometimes you can squeak because on my Silverado ZR2 from the factory with a slight modifications, no cutting, but just subtracting some of the equipment that I had in the wheel wells, I was able to fit 35-inch tires. So the hope of being able to get 37-inch tires under this truck is awesome. And it should be able to handle it because since it's an HD, that means bigger axles, bigger tie rod. Heavy duty means heavy duty the whole way around the truck for the most part. So hopefully that'll be on our wish list for this next vehicle. This truck also comes factory with a 1.5-inch lift, and that's good because that means all the equipment they have is prepared for it. Steering knuckles, the whole gambit. is prepared for that lift kit and those bigger tires. Moving on to protection for the vehicle, the bash plates. I call them skid plates, but Chevy gave them a cool name. Their bash plates are upgraded. On the Silverado ZR2 and the Colorado ZR2, they had great skid plate coverage, especially on the Bison, because it was almost 100%, especially over vital parts like your gas tank, differential, shocks, transfer case, and transmission. But for the Silverado ZR2 HD, the coverage is even better from the factory. Now, obviously, AEV is going to do their own thing and make things a little bit better, but you get a lot more coverage, and the plates are a lot thicker, so they can take a bigger beating because the truck is a lot heavier. One bad thing here, and I didn't know this, I could have sworn it's like the Power Wagon has it, why wouldn't the Silverado ZR2 have it? That's what Chevy's like, their namesake. The Silverado ZR2 is better than the Tremor, it's better than the Rebel. It simply is. It's got that front locker. That is such a game changer. So why would you not pass that on to your 2500 version? It doesn't have a front locker, which in my opinion, that's one of the most important because that's where all your weight is. Your weight is over those two front tires. So when you pop a vehicle into four-wheel drive and you have the engine up there, that gives those tires way more grip, way more weight, way more traction. And now you're losing that front locker up there, just a big setback. But whatever, you have a rear locker on an HD truck. I guess it's pretty cool. And Chevy's going to try and make up with that for its other abilities, such as 35-inch tires factory, the DSSV Multimatic shocks, which that's great that has it on those. Those are very impressive. Upgraded equipment, and I know they're also doing some more extensive off-road modes. My truck has an off-road mode, but this one I guess is a little more involved, a little more specific. So on different terrains, rock climbing, stuff like that, this truck has the ability for you to select it, tightens down suspension, doesn't limit RPMs whenever your rear diff is locked, stuff like that, just to help you get out of a sticky situation if you ever get stuck. Now, if we're talking powertrain, because I mean, that's the biggest upgrade whenever it comes to this truck. If you want to still get the gas engine, you can stick with that if you want. You're going to get 401 horsepower and 464 pound-feet of torque, or make the jump like obviously I am, and I'm sure many others. If you're going to spend that much money, might as well get the diesel, which is a V8 turbo, which you get 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque. Both will be equipped with the 10-speed automatic transmission, and what's great is with the diesel model, your towing is 18,500 pounds towing capacity. So that is awesome. That's pretty impressive for a 2500 truck. Obviously, whenever you get to dualies, 3500, 4500, that's going to be a lot bigger. But for your class of 2500 trucks, that's pretty impressive. Before we discuss the Silverado ZR2 Bison a little bit, I just want to talk about how amazing this color is. I mean, Chevy obviously knows like, hey, this is the best looking color on the truck, so that's what we're going to show off in all of our photos. It almost looks like a little bit lighter Nardo gray, or sorry, darker Nardo gray. It looks awesome on this truck, and I think that's the one I'll obviously be ordering. But who knows, I haven't seen the full color palette just yet. But so far, that is the front runner. But whenever we move on to the Silverado ZR2 HD 2500 AEV Bison, my God, that is a mouthful. You get a bunch of unique features. Obviously, you get stamped steel unique front and rear bumper with recovery loops, and it doesn't come equipped with a winch, but it does have the openings and hookups, so it's just install, plug and play. A winch on any truck is super vital, so it's pretty cool that they have it ready to go for you. And you get to buy any winch that is appropriate for your vehicle and wallet. Obviously, the Bison is going to have a ton of skid plate coverage that's going to protect everything vital, all stamped steel. Rock sliders are an option, and with my experience with the Silverado ZR2, you're definitely going to need that, especially since this vehicle's ground clearance isn't the best, especially the approach angle. The Bison's version actually has a worse approach angle than just the regular ZR2. Maybe I should make the jump to the Bison for all of the trucks I buy in the future, because their main motto is protection. They want to ensure that your vehicle is protected. So if you're going to be going out there hitting red and black trails, definitely make sure you make the jump to Bison, because they're going to have your back. They also put a bunch of cool logos and decals all over the truck to let everyone know that you made the jump and probably spent $10,000 to $15,000 to equip their package. I especially like the little badge here on the front. Pretty subtle, but just makes this look like a cool, almost limited edition truck. Chevy really went all out on these photographs, I'm not going to lie. I mean, these are great shots. These trucks look beautiful. This sells me alone. I don't know if they just got lucky or they had a really good photography team, but man, these just look gorgeous, especially the Bison. I mean, this truck looks awesome. Throw the gray on that, or one of the wild wraps that we've been thinking about throwing on this Silverado, and this truck will be complete. True badass vehicle with everything you can want. It just comes at the cost of, well, a small home. And the interest rate is gonna be way higher than you're gonna be paying on a home. If you came here for like an informative video where I give you all the specs, that's not what this is. This is essentially for my audience who has followed my ZR2 journey. Just to announce that this is the next truck I'll be getting after the new Colorado ZR2. It's too cool, too unique to pass up. So if you want to see those different specs, go over to Truck Kings or TLF or TFL, whatever they're called. They go in depth and they're very, very professional. A lot better than my shot from the hip where I'm just looking up facts off of my phone. Just to close this out here, the interior, it looks just like any other HD interior for this new generation. You have the big technology package here. Stuff's a little bit different. It doesn't look quite as good as the 1500, but that's typically because these HD models are meant to be work trucks. So they don't have all the bells and whistles, but still looks pretty great. You get that screen and everything's relatively clean and practical. So let me know what you guys think about this decision, and if any of you out there, I'm sure it's 1 out of a million, who are gonna be interested in actually buying this truck, I was under the impression, and also the facts, the numbers were under the impression, that the Silverado ZR2 isn't selling that great, mainly because of the economy. I mean, the truck's pretty cool, but it's very expensive. And that's not Chevy's fault. Part prices are crazy, and dealerships are charging an arm and a leg, and now interest rates are up, so people aren't really wanting to buy these new vehicles. Also, gas is through the roof, so this is a big gamble for them to think that the economy is going to straighten out in time. But are you guys going to purchase this truck? I know a lot of you are very interested. I would love to do a giveaway with 717 Supply whenever this truck comes out. Imagine that, because they have the funding, the knowledge, and the people to make this thing just, I mean, if it looks that good, I always say this, if a truck looks great from the factory, it can look just insane with a few modifications. And we proved that with the Silverado ZR2 just with 1 or 2 mods. So imagine if we would have had the pockets deep enough to really send this thing. So for the 2500, I'm going to modify it, but I really would love 717 Supply to do a giveaway of that vehicle, get that in your hands with some insane modifications. Buying another Silverado ZR2. Bobby, you're a glutton for punishment, I guess. Well, maybe, but the Duramax is a totally different platform, a lot more reliable. I mean, the 6.2 is reliable too. Maybe we just had a dud. But I've been hearing a lot of this with the Silverado ZR2s, lots of issues going on. So they got a whole another year to work out the problems. This is an HD and a better engine, so I'm thinking that's gonna solve almost all the issues that we've had so far. And it's pretty damn unique. I mean, I was told to get a Power Wagon before, because that's Ram's version of an off-road HD truck, but I love sticking with Chevy. I want them to succeed because I've been so happy with the Colorado that I think it's gonna transfer over to the Silverado. So we'll see if that happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys wanna own a Colorado ZR2, win that for $25 right now. I had to slash the price for these last few days for the giveaway, so enter that. This is no joke. It's $25. That's it. You get to win that and the GT 500 as well. It's a dual giveaway going on. It's just so special to know that one of my true fans who's been watching for so long is going to win this truck and possibly the GT 500. Likes are always appreciated. If you made it this far in the video, say HD down in the comments. Excited for the Duramax to be back on the channel. I cannot wait to go down to Whitmore and order one of those. Follow me on Instagram, RFRacing717. I'll see you guys next time.
Trying to cover up these scars, fix another broken heart.